Alright, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Shemel Shah Bashimar Kakwadash. Give honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who will teach well. Young brother here, Shamar Shawan. Forgive the kind of low voice. I just woke up. I want to make this video because I was reading through this thing. I think I did do a video like last week talking about how Odious works in witchcraft, going into the history of the Canaanites, and how they were like crazy wicked. They were doing human sacrifice, sacrificing their children. And then you can read this article for yourself, right? This is gaychristian101.com. And now you can see that, this thing is about basically, I guess you can call it defending booty warriors and trying to say that they can be saved and whatever, and that they'll well, I'm just saying, in terms of their being saved, of course this guy doesn't know anything about the chariots. I'm saying in terms of the Christians' version of being saved, that they can be that they can basically do whatever they want, and the Most High will love them anyway, which is wicked, because the love of the Most High is that you keep the commandments. And whoever wrote this website more than likely was an Edomite, so he's not loved by the Most High anyway. So I read through all this. I said before, Odious works in witchcraft, which you can read about that, and then Wisdom of Solomon. But it goes much deeper than just sacrificing the children unto Molech. Certain things you're not gonna, read in the scriptures, but you can make the connections and see that, okay, this makes sense, right? Because the scriptures talk about sodomites and how they were doing that, and when you look into it, sodomy was actually connected to Moloch and Ashtoreth worship, which are demons. And this is what these people do to this day. And when these people do these things, they're doing it, and it's really just like a way of offering up worship to these demons when these people do this to each other, man. So whenever two dudes are doing it like that, or you have these booty warrior clubs, that's really a modern day basically like a temple of Moloch, basically like a sacrifice to Moloch, man, because that was actually how you worship Moloch. And you see, you got the shrine prostitutes, which we weren't supposed to have prostitutes around and like in the temple and things like that, and definitely not no male prostitutes. But it's not wicked to deal with a prostitute. You can't actually deal with a prostitute. You just can't have them in the holy place. You can't even have sex in the holy place. I'm talking about back then when we had the temple and all that. You couldn't have no sex in there. That was wicked, and you couldn't be unclean and be in there either. All right, with any sort of issue. Okay. But as I read down here, right, Moloch, other names, right? Moloch is just is Satan, man. All right, that's basically the spiritual demon Satan. These people worship them on the left hand, right? Anyone who reads history knows that various writers in the various countries spell names differently. These names all refer to the same false god, all right? The same demon, all right? Spiritual demon Satan, okay? Him, that's Moloch, okay? And as I said, the worship continues to this day. We know that the elites literally worship Moloch, and elites have your average day American citizen and all these other people in the world worshiping Moloch without even knowing it. As I said, when you have these people, right, that sodomize each other, whether it's man on man or man on woman, they are knowingly basically giving up incense to Satan. They're basically worshiping Satan, man. Very, very demonic, satanic activity there. Okay. Moloch, Milcom, right? You recognize these in scriptures. Milcom, Moloch, Molech, Malik, which just means Lord and all that, right? Melech, Malcolm, Melkort, and Milk, Melkort, Cronus. All right, now Cronus is where you get it in the Greek. And I actually didn't know that before. When you actually go into that, it actually goes back to the Greek Cronus is the same exact thing, right? Same exact thing as Moloch. And so the same stuff is recycled over and over and over again. The same mystery school systems recycled over and over and over again. In Islam, Molech is called Malak and Malik, to be the principal angel in charge of Jahannam, the Islamic version of hell, and they going off. But you got to remember with Muhammad, his wife was Khadija, and then I believe he read the book The City of God by Saint Augustine, and that had a big influence on him creating this whole Islam garbage. Right, so the Catholicism had a big influence on the Muslim garbage. That's why they're so similar. Okay, and back then we were still in rulership in the Holy Roman Empire. Moloch worship was already common among the Canaanites when Israel entered the land. It's evident from the fact that before Israel entered the land, the Most High warned them against Moloch worship as an abomination the Israelites were forbidden to practice. Yeah, so as I said, these Canaanites were getting onto that, and that's why we see in the scriptures, it's reiterated about the law on sodomy, which is already forbidden since the beginning. Right? Be fruitful and multiply. Okay, you can't multiply like that. So now I just want to get an article. Okay, so we're going to make this quick. So got questions.org. How are idols connected to demons? Deuteronomy 32, 16 and 17. So we'll get it in the KJV. Okay, Deuteronomy 32 and 16. They provoked them to jealousy with strange powers, with abominations, provoked them to anger. Provoked they him to anger. And what are those strange powers? Well, demons. Right? As you see here, verse 17. They sacrificed unto devils, not to the Most High, to powers whom they knew not, to new gods that newly came up, whom your fathers feared not. Okay, so they were provoking to demons. They were, well, not provoking demons, they're provoking the Most High, right? Provoking the Most High to jealousy. Right? Because the Most High is a jealous power, as we know. He isn't one that's serving these demons. He wants to serve him, right? That's the duty of man, right? To worship the Most High and keep the commandments. Right? It's really the duty of everyone. That's really what everyone's supposed to be doing. But it starts with the Israelite man, okay? And as we know now, it starts with the hopeful elect, right? That we're the ones that are really doing that, right? Because you got to go back into the scriptures. I think I went into it before, Psalm 94 and 16. Who's gonna stand up for the Most High against the evildoers? And of course, it's gonna start with Yahweh Shai, but it also goes down to us, man. We're the underground resistance, as you might say in the movies. I think the movie The Terminator, the guys, I'm not being carnal here because they're not gonna be like shooting and having guns and shit. But I'm saying like The Terminator, these Edomites coming down like a flood, with their machines and stuff. The people are gonna be standing up against them and saying, "To hell with your shit." It's gonna be us, man. It starts with us, okay? With abominations, they provoke him to anger. So, right? Disgusting thing, abomination, ritual sense, unclean food, idol, right? So that idol worship, the idol and the worship that go with the idol, worshiping demons. Okay, so that's one right there. Okay. Right, this passage associates pagan gods with demons and warns the Most High's people not to be involved with idolatry. Now, I mean, look right here then. I know if it was for everybody, why they got that written? I mean, even these questions, these guys that answer questions, I mean, even they got it, This article is actually correct, The pagan idols are actual demons. Like Bacchus, that's a demon. Moloch is a spiritual demon. Satan, literally, okay? And all the various forms, Cronus, spiritual demon, Satan, okay? And as I said before, when these people do all these acts, knowingly or unknowingly, they're really giving up incense to these various demons and worshiping demons. Right? Like these people at their parties, that goes back to Bacchus worship. And they're worshiping Bacchus, The Hebrew text here uses what is called synonymous parallelism, in which two or more lines communicate the same idea using different words. Now, this is what I wish I would have known this term when I was talking about Proverbs and the 4 steps to understanding, right? You have learning, acquisition of raw information, knowledge, acquisition of things that you learned. You better learn use that knowledge in the form of wisdom, know when to use it, how to use it. And a better form of wisdom is understanding, which is just completion. Okay, which is of course understanding is what we, we seek to. We don't want to just know the scriptures. We want to, be wise with scriptures, and we want to understand them. Right? In this case, the parallels include strange gods and demons that were no gods. They're the same thing. Grammatically, the demons and the foreign gods are the same. It says clearly connects pagan worship with evil spirits. The false gods are in contrast with the true power, the rock, in verses 15 and 17. That's right. Verse 17. Is that right? Which we're gonna go get that for ourselves and go read it for ourselves. All right. So this is Leviticus 17 and 7. And they shall no more offer their sacrifices unto devils, to whom they have gone a whoring. There should be a statute for them forever. There should be a statute forever unto them throughout the generations. All right, so here you go to the goat idols, which once again go back to demons. Okay. Now when you go here, and they talk about it, right? That's Shayar, I think. Shayar. I could go check it out in the Shayar, and that's Shire, I think. Shire. I could check it out in the King James in a minute. He goat, buck, a sacrificial animal, satyr, may refer to a demon-possessed goat like the swine of Gadara, which demons can actually do that. Demons can actually possess animals and hop on animals and shit. All right, so like when you see like an animal, like you read on the news, like a monkey rip a bitch face off, man. That monkey had demons on it and evil spirits on it, and that monkey just went buck wild and just said, "I'm gonna fucking tear your face off and I'm gonna eat it." That can happen, man. The Lord, this gets to this there be spirits that are created for vengeance. And so look how these demonic entities, put evil spirits on people, and put evil spirits on animals and have them just go wild, man. Now certain things, what you see in the mass media, certain things are just Esau, messing with people's heads, which I all go back to demons anyway. Like when you really think about it, MK Ultra is really just witchcraft, man. They just have people go, buck wild, man. With that mind control, man. That stuff is real, man. You got it where these guys fucking glitch out and shit, and Esau really trying to control people's spirits with all that stuff. But let's move on down here, right? Devil, okay, goat, but it's synonymous with goats as well. Now, I found something interesting here. Worships are right here. As to the idolatrous worship of the he-goats among the Hebrews, following the example of the Egyptians. See Leviticus 17 and 7, right? Worshipping these goats, which once again goes back to the pagan worship of that goat, which once again goes back to demons. People trying to have spiritual power in their left hand through worshiping goats. Okay? Right? Here these demons, the ESV has, here these demons, the ESV has goat demons, or other gods worshipped by the surrounding cultures. Again, the demons are equated with pagan gods in this passage. Once again, demons on them, making them worship these things. Making them worship a goat, making them thinking that a goat is going to give them spiritual power, which is fucking stupid. There's no coincidence. When you think about that too, right? It says that Yahushua shall separate the sheep from the goats. Right? These other people out here, these other nations, you people out there, you wicked jakes, all you guys, you represent the goats, and you're not making it into the kingdom on the first round trip. And it says that you shall be going into fire, separated for the devil and his angels. and it means Esau, man. Because you look at that word devil, it's a metaphor for a man who's opposed to the Most High when you look into it. Okay? And his angels, I mean his allies, and all the people under him, his soldiers, his generals, people under him, his allies. Okay? All those people are going to be nuked. Okay? They're not making it on no chariot. They're not getting saved. Okay? The people that are going to be saved are the hopeful elect. Right? Those of you men out there have been out there on the highways and byways, week in, week out, whether you're tired, whether, it's the Day of Atonement and you got to camp anyway, it don't matter, man. We still hit that camp. Hell, even if you're scared. you know, shit. I mean, I get like that sometimes. I was honestly feeling like that yesterday. I was like, oh man, I'm about to go out there again, man. Oh man, you know. But even though I get a little nervous sometimes, I still gotta do it, because the scripture says, you done to the least of these, the same be done unto me, and that's what Yahushua said. So when I go out there and teach the lawful elect, it's like I'm clothing and helping Yahushua. Right? So, I gotta do it, man. Moving on, right? It is no coincidence that demonic activity is associated with religions that embrace a multitude of gods and goddesses. A desire to have supernatural. What is spiritual? A supernatural contact with the spirit world often focuses people on supernatural power, which is really spiritual power, apart from the power the Most High offers through a relationship with Yahushua and Mashiach and His Holy Spirit. That's right. The devil desires to be worshipped, Matthew 4:9, right? I was reading ESV, right? And he says, all these will I give you if you fall down and worship me. That's right. And that's what Satan said to Yahushua, because Satan desires to be worshipped. Right? And of course, Satan, he has control of this world, man. The Most High has given Satan license and free reign out here, man. He's dealing with Esau. Esau is basically like a conduit for the spiritual demon Satan, man. That's Satan's spiritual or physical counterpart on the left hand, man. And they be having these Edomites going fucking wild out here, man. Wherever these Edomites go, notice wherever these Edomites go, right? There's always the spread of pornography, this rampant prostitution. Like, just look at Japan, man. Japan used to be, isolationist for like a long time. But as soon as them Edomites got in there, year after year, time after time, and then you got these Americans coming down in there. And now look at Japan, man. I mean, you got criminal gangs that are rampant, right? You have the fucking Yakuza down there that are all over the fucking place, which Esau probably set that shit up to begin with. You got pornography. You got rampant pornography. Hell, you even got child pornography in him. And I mean, for fucking probably even, before puberty, they got some fucking wild shit out there, man. And of course you got the rampant prostitution and stuff, which prostitution in itself, ain't nothing wrong with that, man. Getting yourself some, just 150 here, you know what I'm saying? But with that stuff, you're not supposed to make it rampant. And with us and our people, we're not supposed to be prostituting our own people, and we're not allowed to be pimps. But you other nations, we could give a fuck, we could give two shits, And demons teach false doctrines in order to deceive, right? Yeah. I could get this one. I want to read this one in the KJV. This one, 1 Timothy 4:1. Okay, so this is the book of 1 Timothy, chapter 4, verse 1. Now the Spirit speaketh especially that in the latter times some shall depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils. Literally demons dealing with them, evil spirits on them, making them do these things, and they follow it now. Demons and spirits can actually do that. They can put evil spirits on you, try to influence your spirit. Alright, which spirit and ghost are the same thing. Like, if you ever watch a movie called Ghost in the Shell, I believe when you go into that movie, the ghost represents your spirit. Not experience, like your personality, which that's really what your spirit is. Your personality is you. Your spirit animates you. Your soul just keeps you warm. And of course, they go hand in hand. They go together. right? Soul and spirit. And basically, right, these demons, they could put spirits on you to make you think certain things. But the thing is that whether you take heed to those wicked thoughts, like it says, oh man, as that scripture go, I think it's in Matthew 15. I'm not gonna get it, but it goes into it's not that what goes into a man which defiles him, but that will go off the man. Because these wicked thoughts that come into your head, those will defile you. It's acting on those things, and what come out of you is what's going to defile you. And you can go into that for yourself. I think it's also in Mark the 8th chapter. Okay, those who worship right here, this is where I'm starting. Those who worship false gods are wittingly or unwittingly pillaging their allegiance to evil spirits, demons, who desire to usurp the Most High's rightful place in the heart. Yeah, that's true. That's actually true. Not to usurp his rightful place as ruler over all things, impossible. But to usurp the Most High's rightful place in the hearts, that's true. To influence you and make you fall out the truth. Okay? Which that doesn't apply to these other nations, because these other nations, they it's not meant for them, man. Alright, but now on Jig, now these demons, when they make Jig go off and do all that thing, that's to keep them away from the power, man. Keep them away from Yahweh. Right? Keep them away from Yahweh Shai. Right? Keep them away from salvation. Right? Okay? And also keep them away from us, man. Keep them away from the truth, because the demons know. Let me make this guy bug out. Let me let this guy, because I've seen it. I've seen it with my own eyes. People, jigs will walk by, and they'll kind of have a kind of inquisitive look, but at the same time they'll look disgusted. And so you got demons on maybe one side of them is like, man, I do want to go out there and talk to him, but on the other side it's just like, to hell with that guy, man. Yeah, fuck that nigga, man. I'm gonna go smoke me a blunt. So it's demons, forget you guys think like that, man. I could give a fuck. I'm just trying to, work out my own salvation, man. So shit. I mean, if you wanted the truth, if it was meant for you, you just, take your time to come by. But it is what it is, man. I don't care. I'll do this thing alone. I mean, I've been doing it for months. I don't care, man. I ain't hurting to and desperate to have any random dude come in. Hell no. Fuck that shit, man. I only want the whole full luck. The Christian and idol is nothing. All right, we're the real Christians, real Mashiachim. Therefore, as to eating of food offered to idols, know that an idol has no real existence and that there is no power but one. That's right. And what that one goes into is basically when you go into it is like these foods, like you have Thanksgiving, right? That stuff is offered, and it goes back to bullshit and stuff that these Edomites created, and they don't mean anything, right? And I'll maybe use a different example because Thanksgiving just goes back to false history and shit that they made up. You can tie it back to Christianity, to be honest, and that Salakia. You can tie it back to Christianity, and then that demonic worship that goes with that, right? Worshiping Cedric Borgia. But what I really want to say the better example is maybe Christmas, right? Like you can eat like Christmas food, which will technically be food offered up into idols, right? You can eat food there, right? But we know that the idols are nothing, and basically don't let that stuff take control of your mind, man. Just eat the food, don't be all righteous. You can eat the food. We just know that we're not involved with the idolatry that's tied with it. Okay, right? That is demons in there. They have no power over us. Any power that they will is pales in comparison with the power of Yahweh Shai Mashiach. That's true. And crying out with a loud voice, he said, "What have you to do with me? Yahweh Shai, son of the Most High, right? Because he's the first spirit created. I adjure you by the Most High. Do not torment me, for you were saying, come out of the man, you unclean spirit." That's right. Don't take me out of this body, man. If this is the same one with the I think it's called Gadara. I haven't read Mark, but let me take a look. Oh yeah, yeah, here it is. It's the same place, where you had this guy who was dwelling in the tombs, and he has so much demons on him that no one could go around and go into that area. Only Yahushua could. Um, yeah, don't torture me. And you look at that word torture; it's synonymous with vex or toss. Oh, test, question, torture, harass, toil, pain, toss. All right, don't remove me out of here. Okay, don't remove me out of here. You know, and so on and so forth. It has nothing to do with putting demons in hell or nothing like that, man. It's just the Lord tossing the demon out of this man. And also, yeah, think about that too. You're gonna have these hateful spirits. A lot of them are gonna be in America too. When once America's burnt, it talks about how it's gonna be a place of every unclean, hateful bird and inhabitants of evil spirits. So a lot of them we put down there too. And of course, we're gonna have the ability to control those things and have spirits hop on people, demons hop on people and afflict these heathens, which that would be a lot of fun. But that's it. Idols go back to demons. Okay, so don't worship no fucking idol. That's fucking stupid as fuck. You know. Hello, Shalom.